Close the eyes, finding a comfortable seat, and let yourself settle and just receive all that this moment has to offer. And scanning the body and becoming aware of places that you habitually tense. And especially in those parts, practice relaxing and softening. And specifically, make sure your jaw is relaxed, the shoulders are relaxed, and the belly softens. You can feel the knees from a slight downward slope in relation to the hips. So the knees can release and the hips can relax. And just let yourself be with the moment. And just see what's real for you right now. And we do it every class, but it's so important that we take the time to check in. Most of the time, our energy is consumed with going out. And there's great value in going in. And so letting this practice be for you and about you, keeping your energy contained, so we can then direct our energy where we choose. But for now, taking the time to care enough to check in with yourself. And when we love somebody and we check in with them, we really check in, we really listen, we really care about what's going on with them. And in that same way, offer yourself that same care. So seeing what's going on with your physical body, scanning and becoming aware. You can check in with your energy level. Noticing if there's any lethargy or fatigue. Noticing if there is any jitteriness or overstimulation in any way. And not feeling compelled to change anything that you notice, just taking the time to care enough to actually notice. And then checking in with your mind, the content of the mind. Noticing if any particular situation is consuming a lot of your attention. Noticing if the mind is really active and busy. Or if there's a sense of dullness to the mind. Or even a sense of spaciousness in the mind. Those moments between thoughts. And check in with your heart. Dare to care about how you're really feeling. And whatever it is you notice, give yourself heaping spoonfuls, heaping doses of love and compassion. Take one hand onto your heart and one hand onto your belly, keeping the shoulders soft. Start to feel the pulse of your own heartbeat. Start to feel the breath in the belly. And feel with your hands on your body, you can really anchor into the body. That wherever you go, home is here. Home is wherever you are. Home is in your own body. And circumstances outside of you can be to your liking or your disliking. But you can always find a sense of refuge within yourself, no matter what is going on outside of you. And so you have this tool to tangibly feel your heartbeat and your breath. And these are two things that no matter what are always working for you. Right? If ever you're getting overwhelmed or thinking about what may be wrong, just placing your hands on your body, connecting, grounding into the body, you can focus on what is right. So long as you have breath in your body and a beating heart, you're pretty good. So long as you've got that, you've got life, and life is what we make it, so we can make it good. So take a full breath in through the nose, filling your belly with breath before you fill your chest with breath. And exhale out of the mouth. We'll take two more like this. Inhale through the nose. Exhaling out. One more in. And out. And then you can go ahead and release your hands. Hands come to a prayer at your heart and set an intention for this practice. Dedicating your efforts towards whatever feels resonant and relevant to you today. And letting your whole energy field settle as you find a lot of conviction and purpose in practicing for this intention. And we'll seal this with the sound of Om. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then you can peel the eyes open. And we'll start on our blanket today. So go ahead and grab your blanket and you're gonna roll it up like a little blanket burrito. So making sure it's about as wide as the mat. And then you can roll it up from there. And then from here, we'll start near the knees. So take your rolled blanket burrito and place it up as high to the knee crease as possible. And then with pointed feet, sit back onto the blanket. Woohoo! My calves are tight too. I've been doing a lot of running as well. And then just sitting back. Shoulders back, chest up. And then we also have the opportunity to do some shoulder work here. So circling the shoulders forward and up. Down and back. Don't let the breath be secondary, let it be primary. So we really connect to the breath in an audible and deep way. And we connect to the breath in a functional way. And then take full wingspan of the arms, reaching forward and back. And again, inhaling forward. Exhaling back. I don't know if this is intense for you guys, but it's super intense for me on my calves. And anytime I feel intensity in my practice, I know that there's something there for me, right? That it's doing some kind of good work. And so we shouldn't shy away from that intensity, but rather learn to sit with it and breathe through it. But it's also important that we notice whether intensity we're feeling is because of a good release versus if it feels intense, like it's pinching or pulling or causing any kind of pain that we don't want to cause. So you regulate, you modify as you need to. But in this position, there's not too much we can do that's harmful. Far back, was that too intense? You can move the blanket a little bit down instead of separating it all the way off. Yeah, so we're going to eventually move the blanket down, but try moving it closer towards your heels if it was too intense. Also, if it's too intense, you could take a little bit of the roll out so it's not quite so thick. All right, and then you can keep your hands resting on your thighs and half circle your head. Breathing into it. And the more you settle into this position and breathe, the more it does start to release. So it might feel really intense when you first sit back on your heels. And then the more you stay in it, the more those muscles actually start to release. And the easier it feels to be able to maintain that position for a little longer. And we'll take 2 more rounds of breath here, half circling. Next time your ear comes over your left shoulder, take the left hand above the right ear, and then chin back to the throat. You can keep your right hand down, or you can maneuver your wrist, elbows, shoulders, fingers around. Maybe the hand lands behind your back. Just see what position you can bring the arm into to allow for the most space through the whole right side of your shoulder and neck. And breathe into this. Keep pressing the chin back to the throat. You can play around with where you look to affect different openings in the right shoulder. So keep pressing the chin back, but then if you want a different angle, just look in a different spot. Three more breaths. And then inhale, come back center, roll the shoulders back, half head circle over to the right, take the right hand above the left ear, and then you can keep the left hand on the lap or play around with maneuvering the elbow, the wrist, the finger, the arm. Maybe the hand lands around behind your back, chin back, sitting tall, breathing deep. Anywhere you feel tension in your body here, just breathe into it. Feel that the breath can create space. Two more breaths. And then inhale, go ahead, come back center. Lift your seat off of your heels. We're going to move the blanket down. So it was as high up towards your knee crease as possible. Now you can move it down more towards the ankles. So if your soleus is that which is really tight, that bottom of your calf, this might be a more effective position for it, or you might have felt it more on the higher position. This might actually be a lot more bearable, but just pausing here, sitting back, breathing deep. On an inhale, let's reach the arms overhead. Exhale, cactus the elbows down towards the ribcage. Squeeze in between the rhomboids in the middle of your back to strengthen those muscles to help release those accessory upper muscles of your shoulders, the accessory muscles to breathing. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus the elbows down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus the elbows down. Couple more times like this. If you're not feeling any opening in your calf muscles, you might like to move it a little bit up or down so that you are still getting an effective stretch here. Nice release. Squeezing down and back. Try to keep the shoulders at the top soft the whole time. Reaching up. Squeezing down and back. 2 more times. Inhaling up. Exhaling down and back. Last time. Inhaling up. Exhaling down and back. From here, we're going to walk the fingertips behind us. Puff up your chest. Keep your heels and your hips connected so you're not lifting your hips up, but you're leaning back and just puffing the chest up. Breathing in here. Breathing out here. 2 more. In and out on the fingertips. 1 more in and out. And then you can go ahead, sit right up. Take the left hand outside of the left hip. Reach the right arm over the right ear. Rotate your left lung up and breathe in here. 2 more breaths. And inhale, come back through center. Take the right hand outside of the right hip. Left arm over the left ear. Stretch and reach. Plug the top of the left shoulder down. Rotate the right lung up and open towards the left arm. Inhale, come back center. Circle the shoulders back. Lift your chest up. From here, we're going to interlace the hands behind the back. Stick your thumbs as close underneath the shoulder blades as they'll go. We're going to do a little pranayama here. We're going to start to flutter our wings and gently pump the breath. So it's like a fluttering, like a little like sniffing dog breath. And as we do that, we're going to start to pump the elbows. So whenever you're ready, you can close your eyes to do this. Nice, guys. Keep it going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Hook the thumbs. Pull the thumbs apart. Lift the sides of the waist. Lift the sternum. Find length in your whole upper body. 1 more full breath in. And then exhale, release the hands down onto the lap. Circle the shoulders down. On an inhale, we're going to lift our chin up, stretch the throat, stretch the front of the neck, and you can jut your lower jaw forward. And then exhale, curl the chin back to the throat and feel the crown of the head reaching up as you look down. Just 2 more rounds like this. Inhale, looking up. Jut the lower jaw forward, stretching the throat, stretching the front body. And then exhale, curling chin into the throat, crown of head releases back and up. 1 more time. Inhale, jut the lower jaw forward, really stretch your chin forward, lift your vision, leaning back. And then chin back to the throat and feel the crown of the head lifting up. And then inhale, come center. Walk your hands forward. We'll move the blanket and we'll start to wiggle a little bit. So you can maneuver your cat-cow here. You can make it more spherical and rounded, circling around, getting some movement into the bowl of the pelvis, into the hips, into the spine, into the shoulders, into the head, gyrating, undulating, breathing, and just feeling into your body. And then circle in the other direction. All right. And then neutralize your spine. On an inhale, we'll reach our right leg back into the air. Flex the foot, kick out through the heel. Notice if you start to collapse into that left outer hip, pin your hip back, keep your pelvis level. Reach the left arm forward. Holding the balance here for a moment. Try to be light on your right hand so you're not too heavy in that hand. And then on your inhale, we're gonna lift the left arm and the right leg up and then to neutral. And then inhale, lift up and neutral. Inhale up, exhale, neutral. Try not to collapse into the left outer hip. Keep energetically wrapping the hip back in space. Up and neutral. Inhale up and neutral. For 5 and neutral. Inhale 4, exhale neutral. Inhale 3, exhale neutral. Inhale 1, exhale neutral. Take the left hand down. Take the right knee down. Take a moment, circle your whole body. So you can just gyrate around, maneuvering your hips side to side. And then we'll go ahead and come back center. Reach the left leg back, reach the right arm forward, flex the left foot. Pull in and up through your abdomen. Try not to collapse into that right outer hip. Wag the hip back in space. On an inhale, arm and leg lift. Exhale, come to neutral. Inhale, lift, feeling that strength in the back of your core and your low back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, neutral. Try to be not so heavy in that left hand. Feel equally balanced between your right knee and shin and your left hand. Up and neutral. Up and neutral. 5 more. 5. Inhale 4. Inhale 3. Inhale 2. Inhale 1. Right hand, left knee down. And then we're going to start to circle in the other direction. So for most of us, it's a counterclockwise. And really let your whole body shift and gyrate and sway. Let your pelvis drop down, circle through your hips here. And then we'll go ahead and come back center. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, and come into your first downward facing dog. So you can stretch your hips up. You can reach the heels down. As always, pedal your feet a little bit. You can feel the calves and the hamstrings and your hips starting to open up. Use your breath to open the body. And then from here, take your left foot and hook your big toe and your second toe around the back of your heel, that right heel, and then reach almost up towards the ankle, but like bottom of the ankle, top of the heel, and reach your right heel towards the ground and feel the right calf starting to stretch. Chest presses back, all 10 fingers equally rooting down. Navel knits in and back towards the spine. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Long, deep breaths in and out. 1 more in. and out. Take your left foot to the ground. Hook your right big toe and second toe around your left bottom of the ankle, top of the heel, and reach the left heel down, getting that stretch through the left calf here. Hips high, chest pressing back, heel reaching down. Feel the left heel reaching down so much that you find more lightness in your hands. 3 more breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. 1 more in and out. Go ahead and walk your feet forward. As you walk your feet, articulate the footsteps. So really feel the foot peeling off of the ground. And then the next foot steps forward and peels off the ground. And we're slowly walking to the top of the mat. And then once you're all the way to the top, go ahead and hang over your legs. Grab for opposite elbows and drape the body down. Bobbling, bouncing, shifting, shaking. Just releasing here, letting the full weight of the head drop. Letting the weight of the upper body release. Belly is supported by your thighs. Nod your head yes. Nod the head no. Nod the head maybe. Flutter the lips. 1 more time. In. Flutter the lips. Let the arms release. Soften the knees and roll up to stand. 1 vertebra at a time. Once you're all the way up, roll the shoulders down the back. Find a mountain pose here, Tadasana. Tailbone reaches towards your heels. Pubic bone draws forward. Pelvic floor lifts up. Collarbones are wide. Reach down through the fingers. Lift up through the palate of the mouth and the crown. Take a full breath in through the nose. And a full breath out of the nose. On an inhale, reach the arms overhead. Gaze up to see the prayer, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open your chest, flat back. You can even climb up onto your shins here. Exhale, hands down. Step, or if you feel ready to float, you want to take that option. You can float back, lower down, chaturanga, or your choice of a transition. Inhale, find a back bend behind the heart, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, pulls the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out. 2 more in and out. If your calves feel tight, really feel the heels yearning to touch the ground. Feel your hips yearning to touch the ceiling. Through that polarity, you're creating space through the whole backside of the legs. Inhale, lift the heels high. Exhale, bend knees, belly onto thighs. Inhale, step or float the feet forward, flat back. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale to rise, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, arms by the sides, mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze up to see the prayer. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open the chest, flat back. Exhale, hands release, step or float back. Lower, your choice of a transition. Inhale to find a back bend, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, pulls the hips up and back. Downward facing dog, breathing here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Enjoy your breath and enjoy being in your body in this moment. What a gift it is. Taking nothing for granted. Joyful for it all. 1 more full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, heels lift high. Exhale, bend knees, belly onto thighs. Inhale, step or float the feet forward, flat back. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, rise, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, arms by the sides, mountain pose. Last time like this. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms overhead. Exhale, Uttanasana, palms root to earth. Inhale, flat back, open the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands down, step or float back. Lower, your choice of a transition. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana or low cobra. So nice, guys. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. 2 more. In and out. Last one, in and out. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or float the feet forward, flat back. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, rise, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, arms by the sides, mountain pose. So let's get some heat going. We're gonna separate our feet mat width apart, and we're gonna come into a squatting position. So there'll be options here. You can opt to hold a squatting position and even sit on a block or two. That's option 1, just holding your malasana and potentially sitting on a block or just staying down. Option 2 is taking this dynamically by reaching up on an inhale. Exhale, pulling in through your center. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, pulling in through your center. So that's option 2. You can keep that going. Or option 3, similar to option 2, but you can bring a little hop into the dynamic movement. Inhale, wherever you are, rises you up. Exhale, pulls you down. 5 more rounds of breath. So nice, guys. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, parallel your feet. Hands to the waist. Lift your chest and hinge forward. Sliding the hands down towards your ankles. Pulling yourself into a little stretch. Tip the sit bones up by shifting more weight into the balls of your feet. Let the head hang heavy. Draw the navel in and up, but try to rest the belly onto the thighs, the very top of the thighs. 2 more breaths. 1 more deep breath in and out. Take your hands down. Turn your toes out. We're going to come back into a squatting position. So now we're going to do a little bit of a different dynamic movement here. So from your squat, I'll show you on the side. From your squat, you're going to lift your butt and then come back into your squat. Lift the butt to halfway. Come back into the squat. Keep squeezing your elbows in with your knees. Keep pushing your knees out with your elbows. Whew, it's so intense. Lifting halfway, sitting into your squat. Lifting halfway, sitting into your squat. 5 more. Halfway, sitting in for 5. Halfway, sitting in for 4. Breathe through it. Halfway, sitting in for 3. Halfway, sitting in for 2. Halfway, sitting in for 1. Take your hands down, lift your hips up, parallel the feet, and fold into the legs again. Nice release here. I got my heart racing. All right, on an inhale, we're going to go ahead and we'll step the right foot back to a long lunge. Pressing into your hands. Hands to the instep sides of your feet. If you have blocks and want to place blocks underneath your hands, that could be a really nice option here. And then step your left foot back to a plank. And then step your right foot forward. And then step your left foot forward. Good, and then step your right foot back. Left foot back. Nice, right foot forward. Left foot forward. Nice, Lauren. Yeah, you're already doing that. So if you want, you can go ahead and play around with hopping. Otherwise, you'll take a few rounds coming forward on one side and a few rounds coming forward and back on the other side. So those are your options. You're either switch kicking, nice for butt, and hopping. Beautiful, guys. Or you're just stepping back, stepping forward. So nice, guys. Everyone's hopping. One isn't better than the other, just different. Next time your left leg is back, stay back. Lower your left knee to the ground. Frame your right foot, and we'll rock forward and back to open through the whole back side of that right leg. Rocking back, stepping the foot forward, rocking back, little lunge. Keep your belly on your right thigh. Another good place, if you have blocks, you can place them beneath your hands here. So nice, guys. Next time you rock back, stay back. Send your booty back in space. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Flex your right foot, and before we hold it, we're gonna wave our right foot. And keep the foot flexed and just notice how that waving affects the back of your right leg. So from the calf through the back of the knee, up the hamstring to the hip. And then, as you're waving it, if you find a spot that feels especially tight, then you'll hold that spot, and you can hold here for a few moments. Breathing. Be mindful of what your shoulders are doing here. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed. Sit bones reaching back, chest reaching forward. 3 more breaths. All right, and then let's go ahead. We'll step into the right foot, tuck the back toes, take a little open twist here. Lift your left knee, press into the left hand, reach the right arm up and rotate open, looking up towards the right palm. Straight line from wrist to wrist, strong back leg. Lift your chest up. Lift the vision up. One more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Take your right hand down. Step your left foot forward and fold into both legs. Head is heavy. Weight equalizes through the fronts and the backs of the feet. Shoulders are soft. Inhale, rise to stand up. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale, arms by the sides, mountain pose. Separate your feet mat width apart. We're going to do one more round of these guys. So we're going to sit back into our squat and bring your elbows to the insides of your knees. That's it. And then we're going to lift our hips just enough and then come back into the squat. Keep squeezing the knees into the elbows, elbows into the knees, flat back and release. Flat back and release. Nice, guys. Flat back and release. Flat back and release. Really activate it by squeezing the knees and pushing the elbows out. 4 more. Flat back, release for 4. Flat back, release for 3. Flat back, release for 2. Flat back, release for 1. Take your hands down, parallel the feet and fold into the legs. So we're not just bulldozing through. We're taking the time to find some cardio activity. And then we're also taking time to do some strengthening and for sure some lengthening. And then we'll go ahead and step the left foot back. And then again, you can either step your right foot back to a plank, left foot steps forward, right foot comes forward into a squat. And you can keep going like that, leg, leg, back, back, forward, forward.
And then you could switch sides of which side you bring back first and back forward first. Or you can scissor kick and switch and hop into that lizard position. Blocks under the hands might be really nice to bring a little more room into the body here. Next time your left foot lands forward, pause here, and then lower your right knee to the ground. Scoot your left foot towards the center of the mat, frame the foot with your hands, and then we'll rock forward and back. So we come from Anjaneyasana into a little Ardha Hanumanasana half split. And keep going like that, catch your breath, enjoy the stretch. Enjoy the ride. Next time you rock back, stay back. Walk your hands back beneath your shoulders. Send your sit bones back, flat back. So make sure you're not rounded. Seat back, chest forward, and then wave your left foot. And just notice how it feels in each varying degree. And then if you find a spot that feels most beneficial in that waving of the leg, you can pause there and breathe into that. Seat back, chest forward, breath is so deep. Keep catching your breath and savoring it. Savor the breath, savor the moment. So often it's like we're waiting for the next thing, right? We're waiting for the pandemic to be over and then we can live our lives. We're waiting for X, Y, and Z to happen, and then life begins. But the truth is life is right now. It's happening. This is it. And so we have to practice not waiting for anything further, but fully living into what is and embracing it and enjoying it and squeezing all the juice out of it, because this is what we got. And we can't live our life in aspiration for what may be, but we have to be inspired by what already is. And there's so much goodness, there's so much grace right here, right now. So open up to it, to fully seize the moment and get all that you can out of it. Let's go ahead and step into the left foot. And this time we'll step back, press into the right hand, and then lift your right knee. Take a little rotation first. Left arm up, right hand down. Left heel right beneath your knee. Engage through your right quad muscle, firm and strong through that back leg. And then we'll take the left hand down, and now we step back, downward facing dog. Hips high, chest pressing back, all 10 fingers grounding down. On an inhale, step your right foot in between the hands to a lunge. Exhale, root the left heel to the ground. Inhale, spiral the arms out and open. Come into Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, extend the right leg, preparing for triangle. Pull your hips back. Lengthen the right arm forward and release down. Try to think of being light on your right hand rather than just sinking and dumping all the weight into it. So think of lifting energetically up with that hand on the shin or on the block. Left arm up, hips pull back. Strong through the legs, long through both sides of the waist. Take 3 more breaths here. Inhale, press into the feet, rise to stand up. Elongate your stance, bend into the right knee. Take the right hand to the instep side of the right foot. You're welcome to flip your wrist here if you'd like to. And then the left arm will reach straight up, straight line from wrist to wrist. Here you can take a half bind, draping the left arm around behind, grabbing for right hip crease or inner thigh. Or you could thread the right arm underneath, latch the fingertips or grab for your left wrist and take a full bind. Spin the chest open. Keep rooting into the pinky side of your left foot. Take 3 more breaths. And then if you're bound, release it. Right hand down, left arm up. Inhale, press into the feet, rise to stand up. Exhale, parallel the right foot to the open space on the left side. Make sure you feel steady on your feet. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Bend your right elbow, take the left hand onto the elbow. Push your head back into the right forearm. You can stay here and then come to a flat back, or you can reach the left arm down, latch the fingertips, or grab for your shirt, and then we'll all come to a flat back. Reaching the elbows back, reaching the chest forward and down. And then from here, you can fold all the way down, but keep your hands as they are, getting that nice shoulder stretch here. Make sure you're not heavy in your heels, equalize the weight. Inhale, press through the feet, rise to stand up. So nice, guys. Exhale, release the arms. Turn your right toes out, turn the left toes in. Bend your right knee, take a warrior 2. Reverse the warrior, left hand down, right arm up. And then exhale, windmill the hands down. Frame your right foot, and then you can move through any transition of your choosing. You can always skip it, and we'll meet back in a downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot in between the hands to a lunge. Exhale, ground your right heel to the floor. Inhale, spiral arms out and open. Come into Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, extend the left leg. Send your hips back. Lengthen the left arm forward and release the left hand onto the shin or a block outside of the ankle. And again, instead of just dumping into that left hand, think of energetically finding rise, lifting up on the shin rather than totally pressing down. Straight line from wrist to wrist. Torso aligns over the left leg. Both sides of the waist super long and spacious. Breathe into both sides of the lungs. One more full breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale, rise to stand up. Elongate your stance. Bend your left knee, Virabhadrasana 2. Take your left hand to the instep side of the left foot. Left knee is bent to 90. You can either just press your left tricep into the left inner leg, or optionally take a half bind, right arm reaching around, grabbing for the left hip crease or inner thigh, or the full bind, latching the fingertips or grabbing for your right wrist with your left hand. And then spin the left lung open. Keep lunging 90 into the left knee. So beautiful, guys. 3 more breaths. Inhale, the left hand comes down, right arm reaches up if you're bound, and then press into the feet. Come on up to stand. Parallel the left foot to the open space on the right side, toes a little closer than your heels. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, bend your left elbow, right hand onto the elbow. Push your head into the left forearm, so a little double chin here. You can stay, or you can lace the right arm down and latch the fingertips together. Stick your chest up, lift your vision up, and then pause for a moment as you tip forward to a flat back. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. One more here, in, and then exhale. You can release over the legs, breathing deep, equalizing the weight through the fronts and the backs of your feet. One more deep breath in. Press through the feet. Inhale, rise to stand up. Exhale, release the arms. Left toes turn out. Come into a Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, windmill the hands down. Frame your left foot. Raise the right heel. And then step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to a plank pose. Exhale, you can lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Nice, guys. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. One more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. If you have blocks, you can place them underneath your hands to either the lowest or the medium height. So we're going to play around with hopping through. And if you have a little bit of a higher surface, it makes it a lot easier. So if you have them, place them. And then you'll come back into a dog. You want your blocks a little wider than your hips so your legs can slide through. And then we're going to press the chest back, bend your knees like you're going to pounce forward. Arms stay straight. Get buoyant in your hips. So reaching the hips back, looking past your hand. Arms stay straight. Don't overthink it. And then keep the arms straight. Keep pressing into your hands and see if you can slide your feet through. Ooh, nice, Lauren. Good job, guys. Nice, Ed. Nice, guys. Good, good, good. Okay, and then from here, walk your hands back. You can puff up your chest, and then we're going to lift the legs into the air. And then exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, open out. Exhale in, inhale out. Exhale in, inhale out. Exhale in, inhale out. Exhale in, inhale out. Keep it going. In and out. As we come in, we exhale out. As we go out, we inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. 5 more. 5 and out. 4, out. 3, out. And 2, out. And 1 and out. Take your feet on the ground. Take the hands to the fronts of your shins. Sit tall, lift out of your low back, open through your chest here. Keeping your spine nice and tall, start to lean back. You can take your hands off of your shins. Push your feet down like they're firmly pressing into the earth. Find the place that you don't want to stay. Pause here, and we're going to start to interlace the hands and row our boat. So you take these interlaced hands and you row side to side. Stay with it, keep breathing. Nice, guys. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your seat, lower your body, hug your knees in, make little circles on the sacrum. If that caused any tension in your low back, just feel that now you're releasing it. And then bring your feet together and open the knees out to the sides and open the hip flexors. And we'll just pause here for a moment. Resetting as we pause to relax. Okay, we'll keep our feet together and the knees opening out to the sides. Interlace the hands behind your head. Chin comes close to your chest. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, squeeze up. So you're going to get some really deep work in the stabilizer muscles. Inhale, lowering down. Exhale, squeezing up. And just like that, keep going. Exhaling up, inhaling down. exhale, inhale. Now you can stay like this, especially if you have a lot of neck and shoulder tension and you tend to overdo it in those parts on a regular basis. Optionally, if you want, as you lift up, you can reach the arms forward and through of the legs. Exhale to come up, inhale down. Exhale, inhale. 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 Keep it going. Exhale, inhale. We got this. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Keep it going up and down. 5 more. 5. Exhale for 4. Exhale for 3. Exhale for 2. Exhale for 1. Release. You can keep your legs as they are. You can opt to hug the knees into the chest, or you can extend the legs long. Take 2 more breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. 1 more in. And a deep breath out. Okay, we'll do 1 more little core thing here. So everybody extend your legs long. Flex your feet. So your legs are just on the ground, but the feet are flexed. Interlace the hands behind your head. Try to glue your lower back to the ground. So automatically, even without doing anything, you feel a firming of the whole core. And then chin close to your chest. Hands interlaced behind the head. Exhale, we'll squeeze up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Every time you come up, try to get as much of the shoulder blades off the ground as possible. Exhaling up. Try not to just do weird neck stretches here. Really keep your chin close to your throat the whole time. And when you come up, you're contracting and crunching through the core, through the center. Exhaling up, inhaling down. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Keep it going up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Try to glue the back to the ground the whole time. Navel back to the spine. Keep it going up and down, up and down, up and down. Let's do 10 more. It's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Shoulder blades up each time. For 4, keep flexing the feet. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Ooh-wee. Stretch it out. Arms and legs extend in opposite directions. Put a little arch in your back. Get a good stretch through the belly, through all those core muscles. And then hug the knees into the chest, and we'll start to rock forward and back, moving the energy along the length of the spine. Maybe you get a little massage through your back in this rocking motion. And in a way that makes sense, eventually we'll rock up to stand, perhaps without the use of your hands. Ooh, nice, Lauren. Okay, from here, we're gonna take our burrito blanket again. Same thing, nice rolled blanket. Take it onto your mat. And then we're gonna step the right foot onto the blanket so that the ball of the foot is on the blanket. The heel reaches towards the ground. And then we'll hands to the waist, step the left foot forward, and you can bend into that left knee a little bit. Make sure your knee isn't coming forward of the ankle. Reach your right heel down into the ground. Whew. Find a position that feels stable here. Yeah, and you should feel a super deep stretch of your right calf. Feel your tailbone reaching down. Feel the frontal hip points open, even though there's a little bend in that left knee. And then reach the sternum, the center of your chest, forward and up. Then breathe. And you can play around with the exact position of your heel onto the ground. So you might find that a little bit of an angle opens up closer to where you need it on the inner or outer part of your calf, that lower calf. Let's take 5 more breaths here. One more deep breath in and out. And then step your left foot back, step your right foot up, circle your right foot around, circle in the other direction, and then we'll switch sides. So step the ball of the left foot onto the blanket, heel comes onto the ground, and then you'll step your right foot forward, enough so that you feel stable. So you want it like a perfect distance in width and in length. You should be able to bend that right knee a little bit, keeping the knee over your ankle. And then the left heel reaches down, but the ball of the foot is up on that blanket. Sometimes we don't realize how tight our body is until we start to open individual parts of it, and then we're like, oh, wow, I didn't even know I had that tension in there. So this might be one of those places. So reaching that left heel down and noticing the position of your foot onto the ground. Any varying degree can help to open more of the inner part of the calf or the outer part of the calf. Just make sure that whatever position you're in, you actually feel stable here. And you want your right foot, your right heel underneath your knee so there's balance. Keep lengthening your tail, reaching the frontal hip points in your chest, forward and up. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Nice, guys. Last deep breath in. And out. And then we'll step the right foot back. Step the left foot back and circle your left foot around. Circle in the other direction. Good, and then you can release that. Move your burrito and come to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze up to see the prayer. Exhale, bow forward, hands to the ground, Uttanasana. Yogi's choice, you can move through a transition or you can skip it and come right back into a dog. Meeting back in down dog. Let's all lower our shins and our knees to the ground. So since we have our little blanket burrito, let's use it one more time. So you're going to take your rolled blanket and you'll place it at about your hip creases. And then you'll bring your chest and your belly and your forehead or your chin to the ground. And then from here, keep pressing your feet down. Inhale, lift your chest up, reach the fingers back. Keep pressing the feet down. Firm through the belly, lift through your chest. One more deep breath in. And out. Release, make a little pillow with your hands and rock your hips a little bit on the blanket. And then we're going to move this blanket 2 more times and take 2 variations of Shalabhasana. So we're going to take the blanket up a little bit towards about the belly button, but like on the belly button, slightly lower, not higher than it. And then once again, Reach the arms alongside of your body. Press the tops of the feet down. And then inhale, lift. And you can notice probably how much more room there is in your chest with that support of the blanket beneath your belly. And really enjoy the spacious feeling in your upper body. 2 more breaths. Nice, guys. Last one in and out. Release. You can make a little pillow, rock your hips. So with the blanket right here on your belly, it's actually really good for digestion. So as you rock a little bit side to side, just feel like you're helping your whole GI tract to process things. And really feel that you can soften your belly into the blanket. Try not to resist the pressure of it. Okay, we'll take one more variation here. So now you'll move the blanket right above your navel. And then this time, so navel and a little bit above it, arms alongside of your body. Press the tops of your feet down. Inhale, lift your chest up. Nice, guys. Breathing in. Breathing out. Get the chest high. Breathing in. Breathing out. Beautiful, guys. One more here. In and out. Release. And again, some more opportunity for digestion. Make a little pillow with your hands and rock your belly into the blanket. One more deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then we're going to roll over onto our back, and you can keep the blanket where it is. It should be right about behind your heart. So keep that roll. You can bring your feet to the ground. And right behind your heart, place the blanket. And then reach the arms out to the sides. Oh, it feels so nice to get that front body opening here. Should feel really comfortable. So if it's not comfortable, adjust your blanket higher or lower so that you really feel your middle back supported right behind the heart. Shin back to the throat. Press the back of the head into the ground. Breathing here. You're welcome to turn your head a little bit side to side to bring some more neck stretches into the mix. Three more breaths. And then we'll go a little deeper from here, keeping the blanket where it is. Grab for opposite elbows overhead and let the weight of the arms just drape and drop down towards the ground. And feel like you're breathing not only into the front body and deep into the belly, but breathe into the back of the lungs here as well. Feel that the combination of the breath and blanket can massage your back. You can breathe into that blanket to create some pressure, to help release where there's perhaps some knots or tension. And then reach and grab for opposite elbow. So you'll just switch which forearm is on top. 3 more breaths here. And then we'll go ahead and you can bring the arms by your sides. Roll onto one side to sneak the blanket out from beneath you and come back onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. Make little circles on your sacrum, allowing the lower back to widen and release. And then we'll shift the hips to the right, drop the knees to the left. Look out to see your right palm and rotate through your middle back. And then come through center, counter twist, hips to the left, knees to the right. Look out towards your left palm and breathe. Inhale, come back through center. Hug the knees into the chest. And then release and take rest, Shavasana. So set yourself up. You can actually unroll your blanket now since the temperature has dropped outside. Our body will more quickly also drop in its temperature. So perhaps it'd be nice to place the blanket over your body and give yourself the opportunity to get very cozy and comfortable and warm. And then once you feel all settled, you can practice relaxing, body heavying towards the earth, jaw and shoulders relaxing, feet splaying out. Let all labor of the practice leave. No effort behind the breath. And just let yourself drop into beingness. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to accomplish. There's nothing to become. There's nothing to attain. This is it. Let yourself settle with faith, with grace, with joy into what is right here, right now. No waiting. Just relax. Feel that the work of the practice is complete. And you can rest. So as always, I recommend continuing to rest. Knowing that resting is as important as all that work and getting the heart rate up. It's nice to let the heart rate come down. So if you've got 5 to 10 more minutes, honor yourself by taking that time to complete the practice and really integrate all the work through the relaxation. And if you feel you don't have that time, that's okay too. And if you feel called to come up to a comfortable seat, you're welcome to close practice either remaining on your back or in a comfortable seat. Remaining settled and soft within yourself. Just take a moment to honor yourself for your effort today. Feeling that what you put into the practice was perfect, it was the right amount. And feel that whatever you got out of the practice was also perfect. It was just what you needed. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. One more in. And let it go. And so prepare at your heart. Namaste.